Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're drowning in an alphabet soup of cybersecurity terms? Well, if that's you, you've come to the right place. Today, we are going to do more than just define a bunch of acronyms. We're going to use them to build your very own digital fortress.
It really is the question of the day, isn't it? I mean, so much of our lives are online now, and knowing the basics of how to protect yourself, that's not just a nice to have anymore, it's absolutely essential.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build up your digital defenses piece by piece, thinking about your security like it's an actual fortress. Every single term we cover today is another stone in the wall, another layer of protection for your digital world.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off by guarding the gates. Then we'll move on to securing our communications. After that, we'll protect the crown jewels, your identity. Then we'll get a handle on understanding threats. And finally, we'll talk about the most important defender of all.
All right, let's get to it. You know, every good fortress needs strong gates and even stronger guards. And in the digital world, this outer perimeter is our very first and maybe our most important line of defense.
So first up is the firewall. Think of it as the ultimate digital gatekeeper for your network. It stands at the border and inspects every little piece of data that tries to get in or out, kind of like it's checking a digital passport. If anything looks shady or isn't on the approved list, boom, access denied. It's really that simple.
But, what happens if something does manage to slip past that main gate? Well, that's where antivirus software comes in. This is your internal security patrol. It's walking the grounds inside the fortress walls, constantly on the lookout for intruders that may have snuck in. And when it finds one, it takes care of it before it can cause any real trouble.
So what exactly are these intruders our defenses are trying to stop? The big catch-all term is malware. It's short for malicious software, and you can kind of think of it as a digital sickness. It's not just one thing, but a whole category of nasty programs that are all designed to do one thing: cause problems.
And malware comes in a lot of different nasty flavors. For example, a virus just wants to latch onto your files and spread like crazy. A Trojan, just like the Trojan horse, tricks you into letting it inside by pretending to be something useful. Then you have ransomware, which is basically digital blackmail. It locks up your files and demands money. And finally, spyware, which is exactly what it sounds like: a digital spy hiding in the shadows, watching everything you do.
Now, not all attacks are about fancy code. Phishing is different. It doesn't really attack your computer, it attacks you. It's basically a digital con game, where a scammer pretends to be someone you trust, like your bank, or maybe even your boss, to fool you into giving up information.
This analogy is just perfect. The scam email or text message, that's the bait. And the attacker is just phishing, hoping you'll bite. They want to hook you and reel in your passwords, your bank details, whatever they can get. It's a powerful reminder that all the tech in the world can't protect you from a really clever lie.
Okay, our gates are secure, and we know what to look out for. Now it's time to protect the messengers. Let's talk about how we keep our data safe while it's traveling back and forth, in and out of our fortress.
Let's talk about the VPN, or Virtual Private Network. This is basically your own personal secret passage on the internet. See, without a VPN, your data is like a postcard that anyone can pick up and read. But when you switch on a VPN, all that data gets put inside a locked armored truck, creating a private tunnel that hides what you're doing from prying eyes. This is especially crucial when you're on public Wi-Fi.
Have you ever noticed that little padlock symbol up in your browser's address bar? Well, that's HTTPS, and it's a very good sign. It means your connection to that specific website is secure and encrypted. You might also hear the term SSL. That's kind of the old school name for the tech behind it. All you really need to remember is, see the padlock? You're good to go.
So what's the actual difference between a VPN and HTTPS? Well, it all comes down to scope. HTTPS secures your connection to one single website. That's it. A VPN, on the other hand, is a much bigger shield. It creates that secure tunnel for everything your device is doing online: your browser, your apps, the whole shebang.
All right, let's head inside the fortress walls, because now we need to protect our most valuable treasure of all, our identity. I mean, these are literally the keys to our entire digital kingdom. A password by itself is like a simple, flimsy lock on a castle door. It's pretty easy to break. But multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is like adding a heavy deadbolt, a security chain, and a guard at the door. It demands more than just one piece of proof that you are who you say you are.
So MFA works by combining at least two of these three things. First, there's something you know, like your password or a PIN. Then there's something you have, like your phone that gets a code or a physical security key. And finally, something you are. That's biometrics, like your fingerprint or your face. By forcing an intruder to have two of these different things, it becomes so much harder for them to get in.
Okay, let's shift gears and look at some of the bigger threats out there. We're going to talk about some more sophisticated attacks and the advanced security systems our fortress can use to fight back.
Now here's a really important distinction in defense. You have an IDS, or intrusion detection system. Think of this as a passive watchdog. It sees a bad guy and it starts barking. It sends an alert. But then you have an IPS, an intrusion prevention system. This is an active guardian. It doesn't just see the bad guy and bark, it sees him and immediately takes action to block him. One warns you, the other steps in.
And what in the world is a DDoS attack? Well, the best way to picture it is a giant, angry mob blocking the front door of your favorite store. So many fake visitors show up all at once that real, legitimate customers just can't get in. The goal here isn't to steal anything, it's just to cause chaos and shut the whole service down by overwhelming it.
So, we've built our digital fortress. We've layered it with all this amazing technology. But now, we've arrived at the final and, honestly, the most critical line of defense there is. Please remember this. All the firewalls, all the antivirus software, all the encryption in the world. It can all be for nothing if an attacker simply tricks a person into opening the gate for them. Technology can only do so much. Your awareness, your gut feeling, the decisions you make, that is the human firewall. And it's what truly keeps you safe.
And so we'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you have this knowledge, you are the gatekeeper. The ultimate strength of your digital fortress? Well, it really comes down to you. Thanks for building it with us today.